Hey everybody, this is Fighter Kaus with our finale to Thousand Arms. And on the controller as always, well not always, but for this playthrough, is Double RPG.
Hello, everybody. But, yeah, I'm so sad today. We're finally ending off this game that we really enjoyed so much. But, sometimes there are just things that most certainly have to come to an end, and we gotta move on to something else afterwards. But, hey, for what it was worth, I had fun playing this game throughout the whole 12 weeks we had playing it. So, about 3 months worth. But, yeah, time to finish it today. Woohoo!
And speaking of why I said not always on the controller is 16-bit Jeff, because say hi and yeah, what are we doing?
We'll get more into that at the end, but yeah, hi guys. Hope you guys are having a good day compared to myself and Jerry, where we're living at. Yeah, it's a crappy day over here, so yeah.
Yeah, it's
doing good. Doing good.
be good.
Good though.
It's alright.
Good. Nice, very Joe's. Nice, very nice, Joestar-san.
Thanks, Theo.
Darby, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not really that big into the lore of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so you'll have to pardon me, Jerry.
Okay.
I know.
Good luck.
And I got my soundboard ready.
Okay.
Alright.
Ugh.
That was great. Jeff.
Nice.
Objection!
Too late.
Oh, yes you did, Burp.
Yes, you did!
Yeah, I did.
But
It's
anyway,
too late.
we're gonna start off in camp first, and we're gonna date Millwind. And a little interesting thing I found out before we actually got started, or when I was, trying to, get us to a good spot before the final battle takes place, is that not the ladies are on the spot where, the certain dating spots where some of the ladies will give you the opportunity to ask them questions if the date goes successful. That's not always the case. If you go to certain spots where that are not considered as their favorite dating spots where you can't ask them a question at the end, they will actually kiss you instead. But it's at the specific spots within the specific cities that are their favorite dating spots where they will act, for some characters that will allow you to ask them questions and whatnot, or at the end. But in this case, but in all cases, but in this game, that's not always the case with wherever you date your girls and whatever.
Can you imagine yourself in chaotic times, like the ascendancy or descendancy of a civilization?
Why would you even ask that type of question, even in an RPG?
And of course, reminder, I live in the hood because there's a couple, or no, they're not a couple, but two people arguing outside.
Yeah, define a couple.
No, they're definitely not a couple.
Really?
They're just
All
yelling
right,
at each other.
If
No?
you say so.
And the funny thing is that we're dating Millwind right now in Kant, and we're actually at the Triumph Estate, and we're actually doing the date inside Mice's bedroom.
Okay.
And, I never thought that actually was an actual dating spot in the game when you're at this town, because you never think you would actually bring a girl inside of your room to actually, do a date or something like that.
Since this is the finale and everything, I have to ask, might as well. Do you think that the Persona staff, since this was after 1 and 2,
Clear of you.
do you think that the Persona staff saw this game and got inspired to create social links? Since I keep mentioning how similar they are.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised.
Especially since it's Atlas published.
Exactly, I would not be surprised.
Oh, come on. You're embarrassing me.
Hey, wait up, Jerry, you brought up a good point too.
Why are guys obsessed with
Who
having the
could've done
attentions
that?
of many women simultaneously?
It's every man's dream.
What happened?
I don't know if you heard me, Jerry. Who currently owns Atlas?
Sega.
Sega does.
Why hasn't Sega ever thought of re-releasing this game if they're even looking back at old IPs, even
What's
not
that
their
all
own?
about? I'm not good enough for you?
Oh, jeez.
Because like we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, this would be a perfect re-release for not only PC but also Switch.
Come on, mice.
Mm-hmm.
Can compatibility be measured by the positions of the stars at your birth?
Well, of course.
Oh great, we're going full Kojima. The Afraid people.
Gee, mice, you're so happy-go-lucky.
Why? Are you implying that I'm a kid? Of course.
No, really?
Mice, does a person's life
Yeah,
have to
yes.
wait from
Yes,
this
the
planet?
pop on the kettle black. Isn't she a kid too?
Oh, yes.
So she's being a hypocrite by calling him a kid when she
Of course.
herself is a kid.
If a person's mass was greater than that of this planet, how could billions of people live on it? Mice
Woman.
is bluffing. He completely misunderstood my question.
Be gone, fuck!
This is what I would like to say to her, but
Do you
who
have
knows?
a goal that you'd like to
I
achieve?
think you're a dead. We already did, dude.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
you already posted Hero Club.
Are you
Okay,
interested in knowing more about me?
Well,
maybe.
maybe, but seeing how you didn't like my answer on one of the questions,
Right?
It's like, yeah, about that.
You're no fun.
well, excuse
What do you think was
me.
the key to the growth of mankind?
That guy didn't do the other one.
What do you think is the key to the growth of mankind?
Key to the
I believe it was
universe.
love, or B, the desire for new discoveries.
According
That's
to a
Who gives a
doctor,
crap?
according to a doctor who appeared in Cheech and
I
Chong.
see. You
LSD.
figured I'd be pleased to hear that,
Yeah,
didn't you?
that too.
Mice tries very hard to win my
Or D.
affections.
All the above.
He's cute.
Oh, good. Our
Thank you
affection
very
went up
much
with her.
for today.
So our
I had a
intimacy went up
great
with her
time,
again.
Mice.
Notice how her kiss wasn't even like that fully smuckered or whatever. It's just a quick sound. But anyways, we're done hearing Kit. Now let's go back to Boysby and we'll rock on with the band and get a date with Kyoka in the process. So 1 down, 4 to go. Yeah, so that's 1 hoe down. It's time to hit another on the hoe train. Thanks, Godfather.
Oh god, that's a name I haven't heard in years.
You know, he got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I did, just recently.
Was it last year or this year? Yeah, it was. It was super recent, like this or last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was recently, basically.
And we talked about him in part 4, where we learned about how he's a strip.
yeah.
That he owns the strip
Yeah,
club in yeah, Las
He
Vegas.
does. Indeed, he does.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. That's how he retired and became post-retirement. It's like that's what he's known for post-retirement. Oh, that's cool. It's like, yeah, let's go with that.
You sound awfully sleepy there, Jeff.
I'm not sleepy. It's just like I said earlier, man. It's just this crappy day outside.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it is. Like I was telling you guys off camera. Like
I feel one of those
Mhm.
rare people that
I was feeling sick, and my dad was feeling even more sick.
yeah, like
You like Sedina the
to
most?
clarify, where me and Jerry live in the Northeast, we've been having some weird dang
Yeah,
weather.
dude. It was like 80s, and then all of a sudden, it's like
Yeah, and it was just like what 2 days ago it was around like 70s or 80s, and now it's
Yeah.
like
Beautiful.
Now it's like
40 degrees outside.
yeah.
Mind you, we're in mid-May, going almost into June.
Mice.
What?
Be gone, fuck!
Stop, be
Can you
gone,
pass
spray.
gas in front of me?
Oh, God.
Pass
She-
gas.
Yeah, she finally is the first one to actually ask that question. I was waiting for the day when one of the girls was gonna ask, you know, would we actually pass gas right in front of anybody?
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point.
Eventually.
But the funny thing is that some of the questions, it can be a dichotomy at some point, because you can be either say, no, I can't do that in front of you, or you can say, like, you want to see me light a blue flame, and then that's like the best answer for them. It's like, what?
You're so
It's the
easy,
ultimate
Mice.
attack.
Well, I could see that he posted in the little cancer Discord. It was really involved, huh, guys? And what I did regarding Smash Bros. Players.
Oh! Yes!
Yes, my birthplace is gone.
This
It
is
was a
soap.
beautiful country.
Wash your body all the time.
You stink!
Life.
Especially Smash players.
You know, I'm gonna I am gonna bomb the hell out of that once the Smash Bros. Finals come up at EVO this year. You know how you don't know.
Oh, yes!
Wonderful, Mice. I think it will be a great day today.
Well, sad day for us, but happy we're finishing up Thousand Arms.
Hmm. Yeah, well, the bizarre side, we get to finish out this game at a good pace, and we get to go on another
Will
game.
you tell me about your childhood?
Well, sad day, but a good day too. You know what I mean? You know what movie once said? Always look at the bright side of
That's not
life.
a good answer. Is my elemental power useful?
Well, yeah. You're the only one of the few ladies who has water elemental for your brother Soshi to use on his weapon, since he is a water elemental,
Really?
person.
It's so nice of you to say that.
Oh, yes.
How's your training going, Mice?
How's it going? I feel like I could take on the whole world right now. I'm at level 99 with everybody.
Oh,
Haven't you
I
seen
didn't
my
realize you were so
Persona?
determined.
Maxed out Persona characters?
You know, the more I think about it, I think you're right, Jared. I think the Persona team took influence from this, especially for 34.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
Because
though they got
2
botched
is
up
gone,
those two titles.
and 3 and 4 are
That's
so
so
different. I
noble.
think that's because they looked at this game.
Yeah, but you know what the funny thing is?
Thank you.
It's like I haven't
Have a
played 5 yet,
wonderful
and I probably won't.
I'll be looking forward to
With
our
my
next
seat,
date.
it feels like that game is a step in the right direction, if you know what I'm saying.
Next date. Hey, Thought. This is the last date of the game for our playthrough, okay? So, sorry. No more dates after this. But, hey, wishful thinking. Because with all these dates that were going on, we're just having to break up with these ladies. That's the realism here.
Yeah, pretty much. Wait, so which one's the canonical relationship that you're going for?
Well, there really isn't a canonical relationship
That's
per
all I'm
se.
asking, just the way you were just
Well,
talking about
I would say, if we want to be canonical...
Just like Persona, again.
If we want to be canonical, then Sodina.
I think it looks like Sadiq, because, I mean, you want to play the Love Hina game, first girl wins.
Yeah. With a game like Trails of Cold Steel, then you can actually choose who you want to be as your, love interest.
Which, to be honest, that's one thing I'm glad that more games aren't forcing in regards to future titles, is that, like, remember back in the day, especially with this game, as much as I like this game, remember around that time frame that you had to had a forced romantic interest, whether you wanted one or not?
Well, you don't well...
In part, wait, what we're talking about?
I'm not talking about this game, I'm talking about that was the standard of games in general around that era, that they were forced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
I was gonna say, in Persona 3, you were forced. You couldn't say no to any of them. Any of
Right.
them. Like,
Right.
Which got me A, mad, and B, happy that they fixed it in 4, where you didn't...
Yeah,
you
but
could have cucked them all if you wanted to.
But the thing is, in Trails of Cold Steel, it's not even like that. I mean, you can still have a good relationship with your male friends, too, and you don't literally have to have a love interest.
But that's what I was
Yeah, that's
bringing
what I'm saying,
up.
yeah, in Persona...
But in
games of that
Persona,
era-
yeah, that's Yeah,
And
you're forced into a
Persona
relationship. Yeah, that's not cool.
That's why I
Three.
said that era, like when 1,000 Suns was released around the late 90s, early aughts, around that specific.
Yeah, Persona 3, you were forced. In Part 4, no.
And in
And
Part
I
5, they
think-
did a better
I
job
think-
too, from what I
I
heard.
think Part 5, you're not forced either.
Yeah.
But Part 3, you were forced, which actually made the game tougher because because you're not supposed to date more than one girl at the same time. But you in order to max out their social links, you were forced to date them.
Mm-hmm. But you know,
So basically, you had to manage your time.
even though it's I like it more when it's not a forced type of thing, but on the other side, I kind of see it as a good incentive for replay value in some instances.
Do you want to know more about
If you're not doing a
me?
harem like 3.
Right. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
what
where it
Aaron's
was a
trying to-
forced thing in Persona 3. Yeah, it's like
Because E3 was horrendous with that.
You were forced to have a harem, even though. And the
No
thing is
fun
the
at all.
game's like,
I think that was an inside joke in Persona 4, right?
Someday my knight on a
Yeah.
shiny robot horse
'cause
will
they
whisk
called
me away.
the Persona 4 protagonist a ladies' man and all that, even though he's not. Like he.
Yeah. Which I gotta give the developers credit that they actually had the gall to even make fun of
Things
themselves.
ruin my-
What? That's a good thing
You
to
like
have.
watching
I mean, I
movies?
remember like Tales of Symphonia actually did something like that, and it I kind of found it very interesting to do multiple playthroughs of that game just to see the different scenarios that happen at least.
Right, but it's just like I was just bringing that up in general, Kyle. So it's like
Stop it.
that was a
You're
specific
embarrassing me.
feature that was widely used
Common,
during that
yeah.
generation.
What
That's
do you do in
it.
your spare
Mhm.
At that time.
Right.
Granted, I'm glad that as games has progressed, it's gotten better. You know what I mean? Except for one game, which
Am I
since we're talking,
really?
we're not talking about Atlas, but this is a Square Enix published game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't like.
Being naughty
It's
again,
funny, I used to
weren't
like this
ya?
game, but the
Nice,
more I play
nice,
this, the more I
nice.
think how bad of a game it is.
Oh, I
Mhm.
gotta go now.
Life is
Okay.
Strange.
Life is Strange. Yeah, I don't care for it.
No, because here's
See you
the
later.
thing when you really think about it. I don't care if Max and Chloe were supposed to be a couple or they were hinting at it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It's the endings that they give you the choice of.
I'm even simpler than that. I just don't care for the game in general.
Well, here's my problem. It's just like this is a game that
At
shouldn't
all.
have a choice of an ending to begin with because you already know what the choice should be, the canonical ending. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because as you know, the game. Have you guys even played the game to begin with, or do you even care being spoiled?
What
I
game
don't
was
care.
this?
I don't care about the game at all.
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. Oh, I don't care. Spoil
I
it.
literally don't care about
There
it.
are specific points in each installment of the first season where it shows that Chloe is consistently being killed left and right.
Jeez.
If you know anything about time travel, there's two things. If a person's supposed to die, they're supposed to die. If you want proof, go look at The Time Machine by H.G. Wells.
So, she was actually in Edge of Tomorrow, I take it. That's the
No, Edge of
joke.
Tomorrow makes
That's-
sense.
That's the joke.
I know it's a joke, but here's the thing: Edge of Tomorrow makes sense. The reason why it's so broken is because when you know about the behind the stuff behind time travel. And you know if something screws up, like in any continuity, whether it's video games or even comics, notoriously, that the universe will eventually course correct going back to the original timeline
Mm-hmm.
or what should happen.
Well, here's the problem with that.
What?
That's a lot of comics do that, but that's not a hard and fast rule, though.
But it's the one that people usually think of is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're not wrong, but it's true.
Like Dragon Ball doesn't do that, where they killed Goku Black, and they're like, "Wait a minute, how come you're not dead?" He's like, "Time ring, ho."
Yeah.
Right. But one thing is that there's a choice at the end that you have to either sacrifice the entire town of Arcadia Bay or kill Chloe, like time is basically telling you to do so. There's two endings. One that you kill Chloe, go back to day one where she's supposed to die, and everyone at Arcadia is saved, and life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
the thing is where Max and Chloe be selfish as F and sacrifice the entire citizens and the city itself of Arcadia Bay and just go on their merry way. You see my problem, right?
Yeah.
For
Well, I have a problem with the whole game.
there's a consequence.
I think the whole story's dumb.
That's what I'm getting at, you know what I mean?
I'm like, oh, this game is great. People praise it. I'm like, I don't. As a writer, I'm like,
I have a problem with story.
I'm like, you guys
My
praise
intellectual
weak
equal
writing a little too
will
often.
come
You
and
guys,
rescue me
it's
from
just
this
like the
lonely
endings make no
existence.
sense.
yeah. Oh no, but these days, you know, like you said about the fact that you even
I
had to
didn't
say you
mean
have no
anything
problem
by it, mice.
with the two girls being lovers, like
You prefer
because that's
being
the
with
first thing they'll say
Sabrina,
if you critique
don't
something.
you?
Oh, you're just a whatever phobe or ist.
I know.
Mice, do you really mean
Oh, you're
that?
dating the MILF.
Yeah, yeah,
Wonder if you could
the
live in
monotone
poverty.
female
Right,
version of
it's-
Ben
it's-
Stein, basically.
It is sad though, the fact that like you have to clarify I'm not an ist before you critique something. Like, jeez.
Well, because it's the problem. Like
Do you
it
know
was
what you are
when me,
saying, mice?
Alex, and Shades were talking about earlier.
You seem
behind
to
the
know
scenes
how to
last
kill a
night.
woman, mice.
It's because of how social media puts us in this bubble that you can't explain your side without clarifying first and foremost. People should
Yep.
know what you're talking about to begin with. It's just common sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, but I'm still not sure.
What, you're not sure about what?
Do you
Well,
think
Are you,
there is
what,
no
you're not sure about what? About mice?
that connects
Well,
you and
here's
your
the
true
question
love?
that you should be asking.
Does he look like a bitch?
Well, that's the funny thing because going to my feelings, and Jerry can test this too. Jerry, how many times have I been called an X-bot?
Plenty.
When
Which
you tell Dan, well, the actual
They-
response-
What is your mother?
they
Mice?
selectively forget that you've criticized Xbox a bunch of times.
And like you, who I jokingly call you in the group Mr. PlayStation,
Mice,
Yeah.
do you really
which let's be
mean
blunt, we should call you Mr. PlayStation Junior, and your dad Mr.
You're
PlayStation
disclosing
Senior.
everything
But
to
still.
me, are you?
But in all seriousness, even you, as a huge fan of the platform, you can understand why I have my problems with
Mice, don't try
Well,
to
you've
fool
heard me. I mean, dude, remember last year's
Do you
E3
believe
where
people are destined
I was
to
Mr.
be
PlayStation,
together?
yet I was the harshest
Oh,
criticizer?
you mean the one where everyone was nutty except you and I?
Yeah. Well, just like if I'm such a fan,
Freaking
You're
Discord,
such
which
a
is hilarious.
romantic, Mice.
if I'm such a fan, how come I'm the biggest criticizer?
To the point
Occasionally,
that you
Yeah.
I like to break out of my shell and just be a little wild.
Well, how wild would you...
Please be wild with me. Get
Speaking
wild
of
with me.
did you guys see the recent release footage for Days Gone?
No.
What?
It looks
Did
boring
I
as
say
hell.
something wrong?
Ah.
Like,
What is your opinion
let me
on
clarify,
Dragon?
it is alpha footage and the game's coming out next year.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing I gotta give Microsoft credit that Sony still has not done, and they really show with their briefings. Do not show your games in advance way before they're
I see.
even ready to be shown.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
for
here
taking me
comes her
out.
her long
had such a
smooch. You
good
guys
time
need to
with
listen to
you.
this.
I hope we
Okay.
can
Oh,
do
def-
this again soon.
Yeah, very long.
Was she kissing or was she sucking his face?
I was
That's
gonna
a
say
good
that,
question.
Yeah. That sounds a lot more than a kiss. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome though. She's my favorite one.
Yeah. But
Oh, so you actually prefer the MILF, huh?
Yeah, well, in this one, yes.
see, he needs to clarify in this game. In this
In
game,
this game, yeah. In this game, yes.
it's gonna be this. It's gonna be
Okay,
specified.
we got one more we got to date, and that's Palma Esterte, but she's back in Language. She's basically the blonde Sedina.
right.
Oh,
Right.
Bladina.
Yeah, Bladina.
Yep.
I'm my original
Oh, I see. Like,
character,
kind of like how they're calling
Blonic.
or like they're calling player 2 the custom the color scheme for player 2 Ruby Blueby.
Winnipeg, you idiot!
Yes.
Yep.
where Star Child is. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised there really hasn't been any interaction in the chat.
Or the usuals that join us too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
I know tomorrow is Mother's Day, but that's tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Maybe they actually. That's what I was thinking too. Maybe some of the usuals that join us, maybe left early to spend time with their families the entire weekend. Who knows?
Who
If
knows?
that's the case, we'll make sure to
Just saying. You know what I mean, it could have been possible.
lead them to our YouTube archive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or the Twitch here.
Absolutely.
Either way. But speaking of this upcoming Friday, Jerry, you looking forward to your time hosting the PlayStation 1 or Royalty E3 special?
I don't know.
You know, I'm actually surprised because usually when PlayStation rolls around, you actually get like
I don't know what
overhyped, but you're curious of what they're going to show. You know what I mean?
I usually am, yeah. But
Yeah.
This time I'm like, oh.
I really have to ask you, was last year that bad?
Last year was meh, and then PlayStation Experience, they were like, let's double down on that meh.
Yeah, I think the thing is and I remember watching a video from Super Metal Dave 64 this morning, and he thinks that what Sony did as of recent, basically what they're announcing that they're going to be doing at E3 this year, is probably going to be, Microsoft and Nintendo's trump card to actually, come in with the surprises and whatnot, because you necessarily don't announce what all you're going to be doing at your press conference.
Mm-hmm.
You want to leave everybody in suspense with what you're gonna show. You don't say what you're gonna show right, like in a press release and whatnot, because I think that's gonna be their Achilles heel when it comes to E3 this year.
Oh, of course. Well, let's go one step beyond, and let's say that was their Achilles heel for the last couple pressers, because if there's one thing I'm glad that Microsoft and Nintendo are doing that Sony should really realize, you should never announce a game before it's completed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, for example...
That's one thing Nintendo does, yeah.
And that's what Microsoft's starting to do too, which I like. Actually, correction, there's another one too. Say what we say about...